Hello, everybody. Back here again for Vlog a Day, and today is Monday, the 8th, and today was a lovely, gorgeous day outside. Started off with quite a bit of rain, had some rain overnight, a lot of rain in the morning. Wasn't raining really hard, it was just that a lot lasted quite a while. So I had kind of delayed a couple things I wanted to do, which it wasn't that big a deal. I needed to go to Des Moines, really needed to get my hair cut, did not happen. I had to be back here by 3:30 to see the doctor anyway, which was basically nothing more than a wasted day because it was just forwarding me on to a specialist to look at my hand, which again was hilarious because I can't call the specialist myself. And the doctor literally never even looked at my hand, didn't touch it, didn't look, nothing, just said, "What's it doing?" I said, told her, and she goes, "Okay, sounds like you need to see a surgeon." I'm like, "No shit." And she gave me that weird look of like, "Well, then why are you here?" I'm like, "I can't see a surgeon until you tell me I can." So she goes, "Oh, okay." So she got me an appointment. They called later and told me that I could get in and be seen on Wednesday up in Pellis. So hopefully that goes well. There's a giant part of me wants to say to hell with it, not even bother going, just live with the pain in my hand. But it's too much. Like it's going to become a giant nuisance in my life, and it's 6 months in already, and it's not getting any better. So, but I did get a handful of things done today. Hauled a few things over to the auction house once it kind of stopped raining. Actually, then from there, I ended up going over to my grandfather's house, hung out at his place for a little bit, talking to him. And one of the things that I had been, I don't know, kind of wondering my whole life, and I assumed I knew the answer was going to be very unfulfilling and very just not an answer, because that's what he likes to do, is just avoid answers of everything and just never wants to take a stand on anything in his life ever. And I asked him, why did you never, over all the years, all the things I've wanted to buy from you, never asked you to give me anything in my life? I've offered to buy everything I've ever wanted from you. You've never sold anything. There was a old truck that I actually picked out when I was like 4 or 5. Went down. He actually, said, "Pick out a truck in the lot. I'll buy it." He'd already bought the truck. We were going down to pick it up with my father. And as I walked on the lot, I pointed at that one, and I loved that story as a kid. I kept saying, "I want to buy that truck. I want to buy that truck." He sold it a handful of years ago when he moved to town. Got off the farm, so he'd had it, I don't know, 30 years or so. So like I was 35 years old, and had been telling this for at least 20 years, maybe more, that I wanted that truck, and sold it for $1,500 or $2,000 to a guy at the time, whatever the number was. I remember looking at my grandfather going, "I would have given you 5 times that. Like, that's ridiculous." But he's like, "Oh, it wasn't worth that 5 times that." I'm like, "No, but it was worth way more than you fucking sold it to him, and I would have happily paid you the same price. Why not give me the option to at least say no?" And also, there's a 1970 Nova that my great 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 aunt had, that she had bought new, and I'd seen it my whole life, and I liked the car. And it was just an oddball color, vinyl top, and nothing special. But it'd be cool to be able to say this car was bought brand new by my relative, and now I own it, and I'm gonna restore it or just drive it. It still ran and drove. It had some rust. It started getting into the last probably 5 years, started to rust because nobody kept it up. But it could have been fixed or it could have been driven. Doesn't matter. They sold that car for $200. And I had said over and over again, probably for 8 years, how I'd like to have that car. Like, I'd like to buy that car. Give me the option to buy that car. And they sold it for $200. And I said, "I would have gladly paid you 5 times what you got for it. That car isn't worth $1,000. I said, "No, it's not, but it's worth way more than 200." So that was what that was done, which was annoying. I tried to buy 80 acres of land off him since I was, I don't know, 20 probably, even to the point of, "I'll pay you the open market value today on payments, or I'll go to the bank. It's up to you, but I'll let you farm it. I'll let you, crop it, everything." Because all thing I want to do is plant the trees where I want to build my retirement home, which that one I'm glad now. I would have made money on it because the land went way up, but I'm glad I didn't want it because I do not want to live there now. But that's not the case. At least give me the option to say no. There was a extended cab Chevy truck that he had at 98, I believe it would have been. Sold it, never offered it to me. A Buick Lucerne or LeSabre, I don't know, one of the two, that my ex-wife had actually wanted really bad and wasn't offered up to me to sell, to buy it. The last truck he just had, he sold out, and it was 10 years old with 12,000 miles on it. 10-year-old truck, 12,000 miles on it, and he sold it to another gentleman's grandson, but not his own grandson. And I asked him all these, like, why didn't you sell it to me? He goes, "Oh, I didn't know you wanted them." I'm like, that's a lie. You know, that's a lie. You did know you wanted them. And ironically, he tends to forget that stuff. But when I mentioned, such and such, whatever, the price of it, he remembers the exact price, or remembers the exact person that bought it, or remembers this sale or this thing and blah, blah. But he doesn't remember the fact that I told him for 20 years that I wanted to buy his truck. So, yeah, it is what it is. Like when they sold the farm, we were moving to town, and I'd said there's a bunch of stuff on the farm I'd like to have the opportunity to buy. He sold it all to somebody else. I actually went and bought the stuff, like air conditioners, window air conditioner stuff. I went and bought it from the man who bought it for my grandfather, and ironically, he sold it to me for the exact same price that he paid my grandfather. But it is what it is. We tried to hash that out a little bit. He basically just like didn't have an answer. It was just like, I didn't know you wanted it. I'm like, that's a lie. You did. He didn't. He goes, well, I guess I'm just a really mean person. I can't say in person or man, but I'm a really mean man. And I'm like, no, I guess you are. You've stated that statement before, and I know you're trying to expect me to say that you're not, but you must be, because you're either, you're mean, or you never listen to me and you don't care what I think. So I don't know what's up with that, but we kind of, it tried to turn it a little bit, tried to say this conversation, and just it was going nowhere. Luckily, I got a call that said my real estate agent could see me right now, so I drove over there, filled out the paperwork, listed my properties for sale, got them all paperworked out, got the whole thing all done and all good to go, and then got home. And 90 minutes later, not even, it's like, I think it was like 89 minutes later, phone rang, and the idiot who'd had opportunities numerous times to try and buy my house and never told me he was actually interested, trying to show it to other people to sell it to them instead and whatnot, ended up trying to make me an offer in the house. I'm like, nope, it's full listing now. Like, I can't sell you this house because I got to pay them all the commissions, and that eats up any profit. He offered me $2,500 more than what I was asking. I'm like, not even close. Like, I'm gonna have $5,000 into paying them the commissions and whatnot, so that doesn't make any sense. But it is what it is, and that just was so annoying. From there, just, yeah, I told you about the doctor already. That whole thing. Came home, we ended up going to the store, got some tenderloins. I had tenderloins, and kind of chilled out. Packed a bunch more stuff up, just kind of organized things, and just ready to go home. I want to go home so bad. So, but it is what it is. I'm now here chilling out, getting ready to try and get some sleep, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.